Good evening, and welcome to the Society, our weekly Vaesen RPG campaign. My name is Loki, and I will be your game master for these dark and thrilling tales. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this, a little break from our regularly cast episode. We're going to do a little one-shot this week with some well-loved faces. And so we hope that we delight, fright, and intrigue you with mystery and adventure. So without further ado, let's meet our cast. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm playing Maximilian Fjellbach, the paranormal investigator.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm playing Lieutenant Colonel Bartholomew Seaton, the officer.
We have a number of people we would like to thank for all the resources and contributions they have provided to tonight's episode. The link should appear in the Twitch chat or in the details below if you are catching up on our YouTube. Our virtual tabletop tonight is the incredible Roll20, featuring their dynamic lighting feature, inbuilt character sheets, and virtual dice roller. Go check them out at roll20.net. In addition, our battle maps were created using Dungeon Fog and all the amazing assets there.
Our character art was created by the extremely talented Shusha, who you should go and check out on Instagram at ShushaUK. That's ZSUZSAUK. Our game tokens and dice roller tokens come from the Vaesen RPG rulebook by Free League and from the amazing artist Johan Egerkrans.
Music and ambient sound throughout the stream come from Tabletop Audio and Kevin McLeod at Incomptech, all provided via the Roll20 jukebox. You can check both these amazing artists out via their website at tabletopaudio.com and incomptech.com.
Hey,
It's almost like we've done it before. I know, right?
No technical difficulties, just...
Oh God, quick touch wood, someone. That's it, you've cursed us now.
I was already touching it.
I bet.
Let's go to the intro video before this gets any bluer. And we are back from our intro. Hopefully I am a little louder. Just let me know in chat if you can hear me. I apologise. I probably had the microphone over here somewhere. Where are we? What are we doing? Who are we? What's happening? I don't really know. Let's wing it!
Precisely.
Welcome to tonight's episode. As you can see, we're taking a little break from our regularly scheduled chapter to run a very special little one-shot that we are tucking in between our episodes. while I'm still quiet. Come here, microphone. How's that? So where was I? Yes, doing a little one shot while some of our cast are off gallivanting on their hollybobs. So I'm going to cast your minds back to before the beginning of chapter 5. When our brave adventurers finally made it back to the headquarters after the escapades aboard the Trans-Nordic Express, our society members found themselves in possession of an iron flask inside which was trapped a Vaesen. Now, while some of our adventurers have gone off on the hunt of the Rose and Cross, Max and the Colonel have remained behind to try and work out what they're going to do with this iron flask and how they are going to rescue the spirit within. And it is our two beloved characters that we join in the mansion of Erdegarden. So I'm going to press that button. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to press this button. Max and the Colonel find themselves sitting in one of the living rooms at the front of the house. They've lit a fire. They are alone in Erdegarden, as the rest of the society are either out investigating the Rose and Cross or about their own business. So I hand it over to you two.
So, Dick, this is how you play.
And how did you come across this game, Max?
Dagmar.
Of course. Who else would have taught you such a interesting game?
It's very. I haven't won yet.
Is that following his rule or their rules?
I think so. Well, it's just the rules. I wouldn't go so far as to think they would make up their own rules. Would they? Anywho, time for tea.
Indeed. The Colonel's going to lean back, ready to call for Morton, because he's got quite used to Morton being there, realising Morton's not there, and go,
Shall I just... I can try. What's the worst that's going to happen?
you're going to put the tea bag into the kettle. I'll make the tea.
Okay. I shall wait here.
And I will get up and start making my way to the kitchen to put the kettle on.
It might come as a bit of a surprise to you that there isn't a specific skill roll that I need you to roll for making tea.
I'm so glad.
Can you imagine? I need this roll from you, and they've popped a hinder on and everything just to make a cup of tea. You go into the kitchen, and there's a little moment where you think, I don't remember where anything is in here. But you eventually, opening a couple of pots and a couple of drawers, you find your way back around the kitchen. You fill the kettle and pop it onto the stove and leave it there to boil, slotting the whistle down so that it'll alert you when it's boiling. As you turn your back to the sink to put the kettle on the stove, you hear a very ominous, like, bloop, bloop from the sink.
Hello, Gatia. I'll slowly turn towards the sink. Is there nothing there?
There's nothing there and nothing happens.
I'm paranoid over seeing a body of water and yes.
It's now going to be a bit of a thing. Every time anyone's near anything that has water in it, I'm going to make the bloop bloop sound and see how many people are like, hello, gays here. After a couple of moments, the kettle begins to merrily whistle on the stove.
I will pour out cups of tea and bring them back through. Pausing and picking up a couple of biscuits, and know that Max will want biscuits before asking. Here you are, Max.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it is quiet around here without the others.
Yes, it's nice to get a bit of reprieve.
I wonder how many pubs Dagmar's been in now.
When was the last correspondence we got from them?
A week or so ago. At that point, it was 26.
And the writing was very skew with.
Yeah, well, normal. For them.
I'm afraid to ask, but have we made any progress with this flask?
No. Well, it's in the library, I believe. I think that's where we popped it. So I think once I've had my tea and my biscuits, I'm going to head over to the hall and hit the books and see what I can find. Have you rechecked the Leviathan book at all after our encounter?
Have I, GM?
I don't know. Have you played
I
it?
don't
would
think
like,
so.
I would have liked to, but we haven't roleplayed it, so...
Well,
I was
I mean,
thinking, because
you've had some time.
you might
I
not
would
have
like
bothered to go back to it.
Oh, I would have done as soon as we got back from the last adventure.
Yeah, sure. There's not only is there a lot of information in the book that you have, there are other books in the library in the hall under the mountain that also talk at quite great length about this sea monster. In fact, you've discovered there are many of them, not just the two that you have seen. You have yet to find a concrete description or picture in any of these books that reminds you of what you saw that night out at sea. But like bits of all of them, if you were to take bits of each of them and put them together, it would certainly fit what you remember witnessing.
Okay. I have found out much more. The sea is far more vast than I expected it to be.
It does cover a lot.
I believed that within the local area there'd only be a few kinds of sea creatures, but apparently there's a vast number. The idea of going back out on the water anytime soon does not best appeal to me.
But might be advantageous.
Only if I was to get revenge.
It's a shame we couldn't get onto that wreck.
Yes. Would have been interesting. What information we would have found.
And also, what does lurk in that underwater lair? Because the dream only took us so far. Where we drowned, obviously. But what else lives in there? Is it anything related to what you're looking for?
Maybe. Sadly, Gatia doesn't like large bodies of water of the ocean. She prefers her section.
It's the skin. The salt, it irritates.
She did say that.
Yeah, I found if you put bath salts in your bath, she doesn't come through.
And you have kept this from me for this long?
I thought you were a shower man.
I would change swiftly. Though, don't tell Quentin.
I wasn't going to.
Good.
And Elstrad, I think she bathes in the river. It's the forest ranger part of her.
I had heard. Gatia had been giggling about it at one point.
It's why sometimes she comes back in and she's got algae stuck behind her ears.
Gatia or...
Elstrad.
Ah.
What do you think to Lily?
She's a proper lady.
I'm not convinced. No proper lady carries a gun between her nethers.
Then you haven't the dues that I have.
No.
Most ladies of that standing do decide to pack something.
A manservant, mainly.
A manservant is obvious, though.
Yes, but you always take the help with you.
You do. But what more of a surprise is it that the manservant stands there and does nothing when you're the one that pulls out the gun?
True. True. She's yet to buy anything, though, for the house. supplies or such what. She's kind of freeloading a little.
She's hardly been here. As soon as she came back, she was straight back out again.
Still, a bag of Brussels sprouts or something could have been gone a little way.
Well, maybe on her return, we can...
I'll bring it up with her.
Yes!
Or I'll get Gator to do it.
Oh
I know
god!
she loves being the hired muscle.
That could be interesting.
I'll get her to pop up in her bath.
I mean,
Our secret.
the pistol would certainly not be in its holster then.
Precisely. And Gator would just do that mind thing. You know, remember that she wouldn't shoot her.
And also, I feel that Lily would be using the bath salts more than you.
No. It's an aroma. She doesn't have it. Whiskey, she has. Bath salts, no.
So, should we head back?
I suppose so. Although the fire is lovely, they'll still be here when we get back.
Alright, are you gonna head out and make your way to the hall under the mountain?
Mm-hmm.
We are.
Okey-doke.
Now that we've bitched about our newcomers.
Now that we've had a good old slag fest, we're great. We're just now we'll head off and go to the library. Okay. You make your way to the hall under the mountain.
My connection is a little janky. Oh, thank you for getting the door.
You're welcome. Got to use that roll 20 button when we can.
I had no idea how much joy it was going to bring my players.
The ever-growing map of the Society headquarters.
Have many other rooms appeared recently that we don't know about?
Not that I know. Have you checked?
I feel it must be done.
Are we? Oh, our bedrooms are over here, and I point to the bottom left of the map. Top left of the map is our bedrooms. The bottom left is the library.
Yeah.
What's the bottom right door?
I'm not sure.
But should we go and try it?
I mean, it has a button on it.
Oh my Lanta. Oh, there's two doors.
There's two doors.
There's two doors on the other side as well. I'm gonna try this one here. I've clicked it. Oh, it's locked.
This one's open.
Ooh! Right, sod the rest of the thing. We're playing with doors.
We're playing with doors. That's it.
Oh, hang on. I might have. Hold fast. Give me a second. Boop, 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 boop. Right, there you go. I forgot to put actual lights in there. I did lights. I just didn't tell Roll20 there were lights in there. From the doorway, you see an old wooden table. The room itself is a chamber like all the others. This one has a rough-hewn tile floor, and there are sconces on the walls, just like in the bedrooms, that hold lit torches that illuminate the room. From the door, you see an old wooden table, and upon the table, you see 2 rifles, 2 pistols, some bullets, a gunpowder caddy, and the very edges of what looks a little bit like a chemistry set.
Have we stumbled upon Elstrid's bedroom?
I am unsure. Jim, what kind of rifles are they?
God, I don't know. Shooting ones. I don't know anything about guns, let alone the 18th century gun. It's like a musket rifle thing. Let's do a quick Google. 18th century rifles.
Oh, you're such
I
a
mean,
bugger.
for sure. Oh, okay. Here we go. It's like a long rifle, I would imagine. That's sort of what it looks like.
Okay.
I don't know much about them.
What I'm trying to sense, are they modern to now, or are they 5 years old?
They're like... Oh, I see exactly what you mean now. Like, are these rifles from, like, when the society was around? Or are they, like, nowadays rifles for you guys? The answer is they are nowadays rifles.
Ooh. Somebody's been stocking up recently.
The pistols are the same. They're nowadays pistols. Now that you're in the room, you can also see there is a table covered in what looks like weapon parts. There's an axe, sword blades, tools. There is a weapons rack with some knives, daggers, swords, axes. There is an armor table that's got plate armor, chainmail on it. There is a table that has like 2 bows and a selection of arrows on it. Then there are some more unusual things. There is indeed a chemistry set, and sat right next to the chemistry set is a font. And it looks like it came out of a church. So it's like a proper church font. And it has water in it. And on the chemistry set table, there are little glass ampoules, as if, you know, almost as if you could make some chemistry things, Molotovs, bombs, that kind of thing, chemical holy water vials. Mm-hmm. There's a tools set table. And then, Max, you're stood next to a display case that is full of jewellery.
Is the case locked?
No, it isn't locked.
Does Max get any bad vibes from the jewellery?
Give me... Give me a learning check. And you have a hinder.
I saw. Thank you, Vinny. A learning check, you say?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that I can't. Cool. My connection is so janky, so bear with. -1.
Yep.
Submit.
Okay, nice.
Oh, cool.
You get mixed feelings from the items in this case. This isn't any old jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is a weapons corridor. There's no doubt about it. That's what this is. It's a weapons corridor. And this jewelry belongs here.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Yeah, much of
Because
it...
Max was going to, like, stick half of it on and then turn around and go, oh, I'm Lily Host.
Yeah.
to the colonel.
It's not that you get, like, bad vibes or anything. It's not like it's full of cursed jewelry or anything. But, like... Not the jewelry, some of it's beautiful, but some of it's just very plain. But just looking in there, you can see gold, silver, copper, cast iron.
Yeah, it's the kind of things that you would pop on a ring for if you're going to go and investigate a certain type of thing.
It is exactly that. And the jewelry is really interesting because there are troll crosses, Valknuts, there are crosses, crucifixes, there is the Star of David. Like, it's like someone has made a large collection of all kinds of religious iconography and then collected it all. And again, it feels like this is one of those things where, you know, if you were going and investigating a Vaesen, like, you know, the society was, the jewelry in here is just as much weaponry as the guns and the knives.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fine. Max is also eyeing up as to whether or not he can stick any nice plated steel underneath what he wears for the next time that they head out, because he's had a gun pulled on him now a couple of times.
Yes, absolutely. This is quite exciting because we've actually now got a resource room in the headquarters. That is going to allow us to start doing resource rolls at the beginning of chapters, and actually getting changing out equipment without the requirement to go shopping. No one's ever gone shopping, which is we've never had to do a shopping montage in this society.
Yeah, because normally it's like, oh, we're just going shopping for supplies, but we've never really thought about, oh, well, what about actual upgrades for shit?
There is all sorts of things here. The interesting thing is, Max, is that a lot of these items, everything in this room looks like it was really busy and then everyone just stopped. Everyone vanished and just stopped using it. So everything is in a sort of state of midway of being used. All the armor in here, because it's all plate armor, it's all been made to measure. And so there's not necessarily a full set of things in here that are going to fit either of you.
Does it look like it would fit either of us?
Not in its entirety. Like,
No, like
the gloves might fit one person, but the arms won't. So then someone else will have the arms. that sort of thing.
So Max is going to turn to the Colonel and say, "Do you suppose somebody works in here, and then when we opened up the door, they just vanished?"
First thought that crosses the Colonel's head is that's utterly ridiculous. At the same time as where we are, and this room has just appeared out of nowhere, possibly.
I've wondered who's cleaning our bedrooms, because we don't have a cleaner, but they're always clean and tidy.
I clean my bedroom.
I don't.
I'm not surprised as it happens. Out of interest with the plate, is it like old school, the medieval plate, or
yeah.
is there Cavalier, British Army standard for this time breastplate?
No, interestingly, there isn't. The armor in here is like sort of archaic. The guns aren't, but the armor is.
The Colonel's going to pick up a piece of the breastplate that's on the side here and kind of look it over for any kind of sigils or markings on the inside of it, if it's like used for maybe Vaesen protection as well as someone trying to swing a sword at their chest.
There are two things on the inside of this armor down in one corner. The first of them is the symbol that you have come to associate with the society. The troll cross with the rune dart pushing through the key pushing through the top. And then there is a set of runes underneath. And this has been expertly etched really smoothly into the metal.
What does the rune say?
You read the runes, don't you?
Yes.
It says P. Gint.
Okay. Property thereof. Made in China.
Interesting. Do you think the Hall of the Mountain supplies us things that it thinks we need?
There are Vaesen, obviously, that can create portals to other places. What about if there was Vaesen that created portals to other times as well? Where effectively, if we were to take, say, a rifle through, the rifle wouldn't work because it wasn't invented yet. However, swords and steel and armor, bows and arrows, are the flavor of the time. And so, in answer to your question, yes, I believe that effectively the Hall is making sure that we have everything we could possibly need.
Time travel.
We've had dreams where we've been sucked down to the bottom of the ocean by a mysterious force singing to us from the depths.
I had an old friend, George something. He was all about time travel all the time, back in England.
Who knows? I
Time
don't put
travel.
anything past these Vaesen. I'm sure there's a book on it.
I don't doubt.
The door that's in front of me, GM.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to round on that.
I'm going to give it a press. It's locked. Is it locked from the inside? Locked from the outside?
It is like... It's just like the other doors in the hall.
Hasn't been opened yet as
It
such.
just hasn't been opened yet.
Fine. Bring out fun. Well, I guess to the library.
To the library. And I think in future, whenever we go out on a mission to try and research before going, making sure we stock up on this room.
Mm-hmm. Elstrid's gonna love it. She gets a new rifle.
I mean, I'm gonna look longingly over and I'm like, hopefully they have 2 of those.
I always figured you for more of a dueling pistols type of man.
Oh, no. I am one of the 95th Rifles, the first of the British Army to wield rifles. Rifles are my bread and butter.
Ah.
Not that I can fucking shoot them at the moment.
Yeah, every time you try to roll for it, it just went, no.
13 dice. Nothing.
65 hinders.
I mean, that doesn't help, but...
Max is going to come all the way over to this door, guessing that it will bring him... Yeah, to the library door. I'm just hoping that I don't land in a wall.
So, Dagmar said that this was a ghost, though you disagreed at the time.
It just doesn't present as a ghost that I believe is a ghost. Or a ghost that I have encountered previously.
Is this just a different kind of ghost, or do we believe this is something different?
I believe it may be a non-corporeal Vaesen that's bound within the bottle.
So should we try to look something along those lines? Or should we try and divide and conquer and one of us look for binding spells?
Or unbinding.
Well, hopefully someone pairs the binding with the unbinding.
You've never done this type of research before. No, that will be volume 1 to volume 99. 1 being binding, the 99 being unbinding.
Why make it so complicated?
It's not it's fun, it's research.
This is the kind of research I find fun.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look for non-corporeal Vaesen.
I will expand my mind and search for unbinding spells.
Can I get a learning check from you both?
You can indeed. I got a success.
I'm still hurt from last time. I'm still hurt from last time.
You
Yeah,
are,
need to
but
take
it's
those
still
off.
a success! I forgot. Hang on, how hurt are you?
I had everything.
Yeah,
Well,
he was
let's
practically
see.
broken.
Oh yeah, you hadn't been broken. Yes, you would have certainly had Yeah, you would certainly have had enough time to recover from all of your injuries, so you can switch those off. And you weren't broken, so we didn't have to worry about that. I did forget to ask either of you if you wanted to spend your experience points.
Yeah, good point actually. Because what experience points did we get?
I have updated. I am a bit religious in trying to update people's.
I've got 7 experience points.
I've got 8.
Remind me
left over from last time.
How much stuff is?
It is 5 XP for an advance.
And that goes into the main attributes box?
No, so it either goes into your skills. So you either increase a skill by 1 or you take a talent.
Oh yeah, the talent requires the book, doesn't it?
Yes, I still haven't thought of a way of sensibly sharing all the talents with you all yet.
That was one that I wanted.
Not that one. It's not the blue one.
Vaesen book.
It's this one.
We can't see you, Luke, don't forget.
You're looking at stream. And if you're not, why
you're,
not?
You're this big. Because I'm having to look at stream via my phone.
I'm literally going, you know what, this is amazing artwork in this book. I cannot, this is absolutely, wait, hold on, this is just artwork.
Alright, nice. So, learning roles.
Yeah, we both succeeded.
So, Max, you are able to find a selection of books that deal with incorporeal and or spiritual Vaesen. And reading through it, you do believe this may be a ghost.
Yeah.
Colonel, you search through the library trying to find a section of the library that seems to be about spells. The library is arranged in a sort of peculiar way. You know, there isn't a Dewey Decimal System yet or anything like that. So it's all sort of arranged by theme. And you don't find anything in this library that's even sort of remotely occult in theme or nature. But it does remind you that there has been another door that has recently appeared and opened in the library. And it is that section of the library in which you find a whole host of books that would fit exactly the theme that you are after.
With how the Colonel doesn't know much about this, considering there's a massive sigil on the floor, he's going to try and step around it as carefully as possible without ever stepping inside of it.
Fair. This is fair.
Where is the bottle?
In here, I would imagine that it had been put in here. So this library deals with all the occult goings on and themes and subjects. There are great swathes of this library that seem to be devoted to magic, witchcraft, ritual, ceremony, observances, folklore. There seems to be a whole section in here that's about folklore, but it's dark, like dark folkloric tales that probably are more accurate than they are fictional.
Mm-hmm.
There is a book sitting on the lectern in the middle of the circle.
I will be skirting around the outside trying to find anything on binding spells rather than going into the middle there.
Max will walk in.
You have a little look through the pages of this book, and then you kind of flip to the front cover and then flip it back open again. The book is called The Tome of Unravelling. And it is seemingly filled with the other half of a book. It's the only way that I can kind of describe this book. There is another one, and they're a pair.
For the other book, please tune in next week for chapter 5.
Or go to the YouTube and watch last week's episode.
Yeah.
There does seem to be another half of this book, and this one seems to be a book of undoing, where but the way that it is written is such a way that it almost seems to reference the other book almost immediately. It's like, where you have performed this, then do this to undo.
Anything there, Max?
Is there any symbols in it like the rose and cross or anything like that?
No.
Perfect.
It's all very occult.
Yeah. So Max is going to turn to the Colonel. We seem to have the better half of two books here. This is the Book of Undoing. Where the other book is, the book that tells you how to put something in, I don't know. However, if we undo the bottle, and we don't want to undo the bottle, we have no way of putting it back.
Why would we want to not let it free? It's asked for our help. I can't see vicious.
When you deal with the occult, you always have to make sure that everybody is aware of all of the circumstances that may happen or may arise. So this is my small print. Just to make you aware. So that way then, if anything does go awry, you can be held fully accountable.
Max, this stuff is so far beyond me. This
Just
is your
nod and
end.
smile then.
Max, I need your assurance that what we are doing is right here. Because I don't know. This is so far past what I know. I need you to know.
It as you said, it did indeed ask for our help. And I believe that this is the help that we require. Because it was bound into doing service it did not want to do, i.e. killing a train full of people. So we can just hope that when we let it out, that it doesn't take up its former... You might want to nip to the pantry, go and grab the salt, just in case.
I'm just gonna like pause to respond with a quip of some kind, and then just go, actually, that's a good idea. And go.
Sorry. As you go to turn to go towards the pantry, you think, right, that is a really good idea. You turn around and there is a book on a shelf that just catches your eye. You don't know whether it's the lighting of the room, you're not really sure what made you see this book and why it caught your eye so much.
The reflection of Gator's skin.
But the title of the book is Calming the Angered.
Pause and move over to the book and take it out.
It is an old leather-bound tome. This one has been partially handwritten, but there are entries into this book that are printed. It would appear that this is a collection of some kind that has been made over an extended period of time and then bound into a single tome. And it seems to have whole sections of it devoted to ways of calming creatures from the other world that have been angered. It appears that it's like a culmination of research from the society. They've basically written a book of these are all the things that we did once and it seemed to work, so maybe we could do that again if we ever needed to. But presented in a very the Order of Artemis kind of way, very very sort of occulty and researchy, and it's become very apparent that a lot of the members of the society were deeply educated, as everything here seems to be... They were as interested as studying the other world as they were at trying to keep the balance between our world and that one. And there is a whole section in here about angry spirits.
This might prove slightly useful, Max.
Sorry, what's that?
This might prove slightly useful, Max. This seems to... There's detailed examples of how to calm spirits.
Ooh!
Is there any that seem to match the description of our spirit?
Yes. Yes. They do. I'm sorry, I'm still giggling. Ooh. Yes, there are some examples in this book that do seem to match what you remember of the train. Ominous lighting, aggressive behaviour, that very often results in violence towards the living. So yes, it certainly seems like there are a couple of examples in this book that might be very relevant. And one of them, you sort of just skim read through them, and they're like iron filings, salt and fire. There's another one, it's like making sure that the body is found and buried in hallowed ground, putting the spirit to rest by finishing whatever unfinished business it has. You know, and you read through these things and like you're just sort of like, that's not going to help, that's not going to help, that's not going to help, that's not going to help. And then there is one that catches your eye because the requirements for it are a stone circle. And the reason it catches your eye, there's one very nearby.
In the town.
In the town.
I'm going to pause on that page and just kind of flip it around to Max. This could prove very useful.
I'm sorry, what?
This could prove very useful.
What can?
It's a way of being able to appease our said spirits with the stone circle that is in the town.
Oh, yeah.
Max just doesn't give a shit. Max is too excited reading this magic spell book.
Max is reading the book. That's why he's like, I'm sorry, what?
I feel like there's actually like a sense of annoyance coming from you as well. I'm interrupting you.
I feel like I'm being called out right now, if I'm completely honest with you.
I am channeling my
Michael
inner
is
Luke.
literally channeling me because I am this person. When I'm elbows deep reading sections of the Vaesen rulebook and trying to think about episodes and stuff, and someone's like, look, I have a thing. And I'm just like, what do you want? So I'm full on being called out here as someone is role-playing me. It's rude.
I have a lot to draw from.
It's rude. If I could put a Hinder in there, I would do.
Oh dear. Oh.
Seeing how invested Max is. Once you've finished your research, Max, why don't we try and put an end to this issue we have?
Yes.
Thanks, chat.
Weird.
Mm-hmm. Salt.
And the circle.
Yes.
Find me once you finished your research, Max.
Okay.
I will pin the book, close it a little bit snappy, and walk out. And then, while I'm in this room and I'm waiting for Max, I will do some more research on locations of Leviathans within the coastline, etc. Even if it's the same books over and over again.
For sure. There is there is a book here that you do keep returning to. In fact, I believe it's the book that you brought here. Because you did grab a book, didn't you? I can't remember if you found it on mission and brought it here, or whether you found it here in the library.
Found it in the first house.
It's the
we went to.
book. Yes, you found it in Odegarden, didn't you? It's the
Yep.
book that strangely smells like the seaside every time you open it.
Mm-hmm.
So the pair of you sit and do your finish off the research that you are doing. There's a little moment where there is a registering that time has passed, but there's no daylight in the hall under the mountain, and there's no clock down here either. And so you have no idea how much time has passed while you've been down here poring through these books. But it's that little moment where your brain sort of goes, hey, We've been doing this for a really long time.
I would assume that the Colonel has a pocket watch.
I would assume so.
Yeah, he'll check his pocket watch for how long he's been down. We've been down there.
It is now early evening. You've been down here for hours. So you're not far away from sunset.
Does Carmen the Young reference with the stone circle if it needs to be in a certain time?
No, it doesn't specify a time.
While we've still got some light to get out of here, do you want to leave now?
Absolutely. I'm going to take the book with me.
I'll take my book with me as well.
All right. And are you going to head out of the hall under the mountain and to the town?
Yeah, to the stone circle.
All right, lovely. To save us scrolling through, we'll head over to our theatre of the mind. Okay, so you head out of the hall under the mountain through the door in the waterfall. And as you come into Helveta, this strange cavernous crevasse that leads to the waterfall, there are noticeably very few frogs. In fact, you can't see any, which is very unusual. Every time you've ever come down here, it's been frogs galore, as Max well knows. But there aren't that many frogs here at all, which is odd. But you continue on through Helveta and up onto the path that leads back into town. You make a stop off at Garden to grab some salt before heading down the hill into town. By the time you arrive at the stone circle, it is like sunset has begun. And you see a figure in the stone circle.
Do we recognise the figure in the stone circle at all? Because we've been here a while now,
yeah,
so
give me a vigilance check.
there you go. And that was with my -1. Because I know there's 6 hinders or whatever.
Okie dokie. Tick off a hinder. Yes, you do think that you recognize the figure in the stone circle. It looks like the... I'm trying to remember if you know her name. It looks like the woman who came talking about being the housekeeper for you all. Ida?
Yeah, I think she came to the door when we were last here before we went off to the train.
Yeah. So then, yes, it's Ida, the strange woman who has appeared, and think like you remember she said that she used to work in Garden as the cleaner, and she knew some of the people you now know to be the society.
Mm-hmm. So she may well be a society member. I can't remember. I think, did we ask Gator about her? Can't remember if we did or not. And I've misplaced my notebook.
She recognized and no, she did say something about her.
Because I remember saying, we'll check with Gator. I think I popped out to the well.
Yes, and Gator did remember her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were then going to look at employing her, I believe. But then the Colonel got the letter and we got called away to the train, so we've not had a chance to offer her the work. Plus, Morton is very good at this type of thing. When he's not being James Bond.
And there's seeing Ida in the. Has she noticed us, or has she got her back?
No, she is sitting on the grass inside the stone circle. She hasn't noticed you at all yet as you approach from a distance. As you draw in close, you see that she is concentrating on whatever it is that she is doing.
Cool. I'm not going to wander in stealthily or anything like that.
No.
Oh, it's a horseshoe.
Yes, you've seen one very similar.
Yeah. PTSD flashback to this point. Keeping an eye on that water.
Max is going to wander up to her and just say, okay, good evening, Ida.
She jumps a little bit, like, not that you've snuck up, but that she's just been concentrating on something else.
Mm-hmm.
She turns and looks at you, and a big smile comes across her face, and she says, "Good evening."
I must apologize for not coming back to you sooner, but we were unfortunately called away on business. Would you still like the position of housekeeper by any chance?
A look of sort of delighted surprise comes on her face, and she says, "Yes, I would love that."
Perfect. When can you start?
Right away.
Oh, I guess you know how to let yourself in.
Well, I don't presently have a key.
It's under the flower pot outside the front door. We leave it there for Elstrid because sometimes she just forgets, and we leave a spare there.
Oh, I see.
Just always make sure to pop it back, because otherwise Elstrad will just never get in.
Oh, of course, of course. I understand.
Perfect. How is your day going?
Very relaxing, thank you. I have spent most of the day just enjoying being back in Espedalen.
Ooh, did you go travelling?
Yes, I was away.
Anywhere nice?
Many places, actually. I travelled quite a lot.
Almost asked a southwestern question then of where be that to? How come you travel so much?
Well, it just seemed like the right time. The opportunity arose, and I thought, well, why not? I'm not getting any younger.
And where was your most recent adventure?
Well, my most recent adventure was trying to find a way back here, if I'm completely honest with you. With all the new trains and, well, these airships and things. It was all rather exciting trying to work out how I would get back home.
Where did you go?
Where didn't I go, really?
Well, tell me all about it. We have nothing but time.
Well, yes, we have got lots of time, but it is evening. And I have been to very many places. Suffice it to say, I travelled all through Scandinavia. I visited Russia, went into Europe, even visited your fair home, Colonel.
I hope it treated you well.
Yes, absolutely. Had a famous cream tea.
I'd say personally I'm much of a fan, being honest.
It was a bit sweet for me. I must admit I much preferred Yorkshire puddings.
I had a few men in the army with me who liked a good Yorkshire pudding.
I bet.
I'm gonna have to deafen you or something so that I don't hear the smut, because I find it really difficult to keep a straight face. I'm gonna need a stream deck where I can just deafen you when I feel like smut's coming. Well, they are truly delicious. I'm not surprised.
Did you have it with jam?
No, I didn't realise you could have one with jam.
Yes, it's a main and a dessert.
Well, what a most useful culinary thing to have on your repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
What brings you to the circle?
Just our evening jaunt through Espedalen to pay homage to the ancestors.
It is a lovely spot right here by the fjord.
The water is soothing and calm and not broiling and dangerous.
Yes. It is very calm. Who has the highest vigilance?
Oh, that's a question.
Hold on. 6.
7.
Ooh!
Ooh.
7!
Can I get a vigilance check from you then, please, Colonel Sniffington? That will
With
be
a
with a
hinder.
hinder.
We've got another,
Not
after
yet.
that, there's only one left.
I'm not using my nose, that's the issue.
As Ida and Max are talking, there is something about your surroundings that draws your attention. Like there's something slightly out of place, and it takes you a little bit of time to realize that what is drawing your attention is all the kind of croaking, all the little frog noises that you're used to hearing by the waterfall door. You're hearing here. And as you look around, you notice that there are several frogs just sitting on these stone plinths at the bottom of the stone. So each standing stone has then like almost like a little altar where people put food and candles and that sort of thing on them. There's like little offerings that are placed here as well. The stones have the stones themselves, a couple of them have got ivy growing up around them, but even if they've got ivy, they're still well tended, and they have curling engravings on each of the surfaces, and most of the stones here have a really dark stain on the front of them, which lets you know that this village practices the blut. But there are frogs sitting on these little altars by the stones.
Just looking around all of them, do I see gates here or anything in the water?
No. You just see the frogs.
When there's a lull in the conversation between Max and Ida, I'm just going to lean over to Max and go, it appears we have some company here tonight.
Yeah.
Your friends, the frogs.
Bob! Sandra! Debbie! Brunhild!
Sandra! Sandra! I'm now going to need to go and find some copyright-free frog art so that I can have an exclamation mark Sandra in the chat.
It's the first name that popped into my head. I just literally went, names. I need names, quick.
Sandra!
And Sandra put into it.
It's happening. It's 100%. Here I am. Right, where's my pen? I need to make a note. I need to make a note of this. Note to self. Make Sandra command.
I almost was like, and Miss Debbie as well.
Sandra. That's app genius.
That and the Sandra emote.
Yeah, there needs a little Sandra throat.
Oh, and an emote. And
Oh, she needs a hair updo.
emote. Oh, jeez.
That's the Karen frog.
Oh no, that's the Karen frog has the Karen haircut, yeah. But Sandra has an updo of pondweed that's been stylized into a little kind of like walnut whip with a little.
Do you know there might be There might actually be a frog in that piece of art, gay tier artwork.
He's checking the book as we speak.
Role play amongst yourselves while I check.
Oh, Luke, the
Oh my
camera's
god,
gone.
there is! Yes! Artwork found.
Luke,
Yeah.
the cameras have gone. There you go. We're back.
Sorry, everyone. I got a bit excited and I had to go and see if there was frog artwork.
I wonder if Gaethje is with us.
Are you saying that loud enough? Because you
I was-
are like right.
Yeah,
with
I'm kind of like
Ida.
looking at the Colonel like.
No, I'm not saying that loud enough.
Okay, you'll be sort of muffled. I think Gator might be with us.
Yeah.
Well, it's been lovely chatting to you. Honestly, if you want to pop up to the house, feel free. Make sure everything's where you used to have it, and we'll be along shortly to make sure that you're happy with how the house is.
Lovely. Thank you very much. I very much look forward to. I very much look forward to working with you all.
Brilliant. And I look forward to hearing a lot more about your travels when we get back to the house. Please feel free to write down your itinerary. I'd love to know exactly where you've been. It sounds amazing, and I'm a stickler for details.
Oh, I would be delighted in telling you all about it.
It's just a shame slides haven't been invented yet, otherwise we could have a nice show.
Don't worry, he did the same when he discovered that I was in the army. He wanted to know all the details about every tour that I'd been on, where I'd been. It was a long, long time.
It's how I know the Colonel has been a lot of places.
Well, I look very much forward to serving tea and telling you all of my travels.
Perfect. That would be amazing, and I can teach you the game of Dick Dick.
The game of what?
Dick Dick. It's a card game. It's very much fun.
Well, I look forward to that as well.
Yeah. Felt?
And she goes back to sitting where she was before.
I was gonna mutter past the Colonel, kind of, will she just go away?
As it happens, Max, while we're here, my knowledge of this is very limited. And I feel as I seem to be diving more and more into it, I wish to know more.
About which part?
All of it. I don't know where to start. I grew up in a Catholic environment, though not a believer myself.
I've noticed.
Yes. This is more prevalent, and I don't know it. And it's... When we were on the train, I felt very foolish about not knowing about the salt, or what runes were, or the things that were going on, and I felt very behind. I want help understanding.
So, what you would actually like is a crash course in paranormal investigating. Archaeological language study. And the occult.
That sums it up perfectly, yes.
We'll do an hour a day. Maybe 2. For the next 2 years.
I have nothing but time.
Perfect. Perhaps we could get Gator in as well.
Maybe not on the first lesson.
Okay. If you're sure.
And now, kind of, as we're at one of the altars, I'm guessing there's some frogs underneath.
Yeah, there are frogs.
And, unless, of course, she wishes to join us.
But I've never seen Gator this far away from water.
I just kind of point over to the river.
That's where I'm gonna head. Would you like to set up camp here, and I'll be right back?
I mean, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Would you like to come to the water's edge with me, and just keep an eye on our friend? You know Gator loves you.
As it
You're her
happens,
favourite.
It would be more natural if I went to the water than to stand here.
Okay, come with me. You're Gator's favourite anyway.
No. I think Quentin has taken that.
Max is gonna bob down to the water's edge and just be like, Gator, are you here?
No.
Well, that answers that question.
Is that Bob again? But why are you not back at the hall?
I'm not here. I can't answer your questions.
That's the machine again. I'd like to leave a message for Gator. Just wondering where you are.
You have to wait for the beep.
Okay.
Beep.
Hello, Gator. It's Max. I'm just wondering where you are, as we were looking for you at the hall, and you weren't there, and you weren't in the pool, and all your froggies are here. So we're just wondering where you are. If you could telegram me with a message, just let me know. Thanks. Oh, it's Max. And the Colonel. I don't know when it stops.
I think once there's been a long enough pause, it knows to stop.
Oh, okay.
I hope, unless there's this water that you want to press.
I've never needed to press before.
Is there a frog you meant to speak into, maybe?
Sandra! She has the lily pad on top of her head. Maybe that's where you press.
I don't know. Honestly.
There is a little wave. There is a little wave on the surface of the river that, because the fjord is it's large enough that it has proper waves at the edge that lap up onto the shore. This one particular wave does so with an unnecessary and entirely unnatural amount of force, and it splooshes up onto the beach, soaking both of your shoes and filling them with water, so you both now have soaking shoes and socks. And out from the water at the same time, Gaetia does this like Venus. The Venus is born recreation as she just sort of emerges from the waves. And she walks up onto the beach, not too far, like up onto the sand, onto the edge, not too far, but enough. And she says, "You left a message. What do you want?"
We're wondering where you are and why you're here.
I don't need to tell you.
We were just concerned for our friend.
Oh, yeah?
Always.
And she just gives the colonel a look.
Each year we may have our differences, but you have proven, I feel, to be a friend.
Well, that's very sweet of you. It's not mutual, but it's very sweet of you.
And I wasn't here. If I was here, you wouldn't have had to left a message.
But you are here now.
Yes, because you left a message. What do you want?
We have this. I'm just going to bring out the flask.
Ooh, she wouldn't have seen it yet. She, like, recoils from it and actually takes a few steps back towards the water.
What's wrong?
Why do you have one of those?
There's a spirit inside of it. And we found a book in the hall that said that doing a ritual within the stones would be enough to free the entity that is residing within. Setting it free. It asked for our help.
You see, she does relax a little bit. Give me an inspiration check.
Who, me?
Yes, you are the one. It will be with a hinder.
Mm-hmm.
These people.
You asked for it.
Oof.
Okay. She like frowns at you, and she frowns right at you. She looks a little calmer, but she's still very wary.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Well, either you don't know anything, or you're not telling the truth. And if I'm honest, I think it's both.
I am telling the truth.
Well, you can't be. Because there
we-
isn't a book in the library that would tell you that you can release the spirit in the stones, because you can't.
I'm gonna bring out the book from the other side of my cloak. This book.
Which book have you got in your cloak?
The unbinding
The Tome
one.
of Unravelling.
Yes,
And
and I
she
think
goes-
the Colonel has the Tome of Calming. Books 1 and books
Calm the
96.
angered. Calming the angered.
Yes.
And
Yep.
she just looks at you both and she just shakes her head. Useless. Absolutely useless. You're just decorations, really, aren't you?
What do you mean?
I mean, you do have to read the books, you know.
Yes, well, I read this one, and the Colonel read that one, and we came to a confluence in the middle.
Codswallop, more like. Codswallop. It's what you've come to. You can't free the spirit with the stones. You calm the spirit with the stones.
But
If we release the spirit within the stones, would that not help calm the spirit?
Yes. But you
And-
wouldn't release it because you... If Gator had known that I was going to have to be teacher on the shore, I'd have drowned.
But you can't drown.
Can? Gator can do anything she sets her mind to.
This is true.
Anyway, to cut a long story short, you need to open the thing, let out the spirit, calm the spirit, destroy the thing, et voila, spirit is free.
But why would we want to destroy the thing?
Why would you want to keep it?
Well, what is it?
Evil.
Why did you recoil? Why did you recoil? What do you know about it that you can teach us so that we can...
I shall teach you nothing. Gator will not teach you evil.
No, I don't know. Why
There-
is it evil?
Gator can make you do things if Gator wants to, because Gator is Gator. But Gator only does it when necessary, when needed, to keep things safe and right. Imagine if Gator took over your mind completely. You would become utterly conscious. You would know everything that you did, but you would have no power. Gator would have all the power. Gator would make you do so many things. All the things. And you wouldn't be able to stop. Would you think Gator evil?
Gator would be bad.
And what if I made you kill?
Gator would
Maim.
be very bad.
Torture. What if Gator made you do unspeakable things?
How unspeakable are we talking?
Very.
Oh, then Gator would be bad.
You sound like the British Army.
Imagine if you did all of that like a slave, unable to do anything but what I told you. that is what is happening to the creature in that.
That's why it was asking for our help.
Does.
How many have you seen like this?
Too many. So you should open it, calm the spirit, destroy the bottle, and free the creature.
How do we destroy the bottle?
I mean, Gated doesn't know the answers to all your questions. Just bash it with a rock. I don't know. Ask that one. He's good at bashing stuff. And she points at the colonel.
Not so much. More the rifles, personally. But
Well, then shoot it! If you can. I mean, it doesn't move, but that doesn't say anything, does it?
Ouch.
I feel you've just been called out all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need Gator to hold your hand? Should I stay, in case you bumble this as well?
Maybe stay on the sidelines just in case things do go wrong.
We have Ida as well, but we were hoping that she'd have left.
Why?
Well, because we don't want to open the bottle with the spirit in it in the circle with a potential person who can't see exactly what we're doing or who we're talking to.
Of course she can see it.
How can she?
The same way you can.
She's the Thursday's child.
Of course she is.
Is she an active member?
Oh gosh, you know nothing.
No, we don't. You don't tell us anything.
Ornaments. Ornaments.
Once again, that's what the guy told me I was as well.
Oh, good job the pair of you are pretty.
We even asked you about her and...
Utterly useless.
Mm-hmm.
You asked if I knew a strange lady that was a cleaner in the mansion, and I told you that I did. You didn't ask anything else?
This is true. I'm fine.
Of course it's true.
Okay, in that case then we'll just... feel free to stick yourself behind a rock or something. Sandra's
Why?
over there.
Why
Because
do I
you
have
don't want
hide-
to get too close to the bottle.
True.
One, I have to ask this. Though this item is evil, if a Vaesen was trapped and was to willingly use this as a vessel to get out of a trapped situation, would that be using it for good, or would you still see this as an evil thing?
Are we going to debate philosophy all evening, or are you going to rescue the thing in the bottle?
Rescue the thing in the bottle, but if there was a chance of being able to use this thing to rescue another Vaesen down the line, is it worth saving?
Saving something is not the same as putting something into slavery, and vice versa. Would you like me to put you in a cage to rescue you from this embarrassing situation?
As it happens, I have been.
In a cage?
Yes.
It shows.
Fine. Let's get this done. Then destroy the thing.
Oh my fucking god.
And it is there that we're going to take a little break. We're going to take a break, everybody, so that we can take a little short rest, roll some hit dice, drink some consumables, etc., etc., etc. How about
5 past.
Yeah, how does 5 past sound for the
Sounds
cast?
good.
Or 10 past? I'm not fussed either way.
No, 5 past is all fine.
All right,
With
lovely.
me.
We will be back at 5 past the hour. I'm not going to say which hour because time zones. We're going to be back at 5 past the hour.
That works. I like that.
We will see you then after the break. And we are back from our break. I'm sorry, it was a little longer than I anticipated because I've been over here tinkering away with the Sandra command because I couldn't wait that long. So, great big tick. Sandra command done. Huge thank you to everyone in chat who's triggered a hype train while I've been on break trying to make a Sandra command. Thank you ever so much, everybody. We love you very much. But without further ado, let's get the cast back. Well, that hasn't worked. Yeah, there they are. I was like, this is an excellent start, isn't it?
We'll just keep waving until you're back. It's
honestly, it's technical issues abound. We know. Oh, look, there's still there's stuff everywhere. That's the Twitch from running an ad during the right. I am solidly blaming the Colonel for every technical issue that we just experienced. Thank you so much for jinxing us very early on in the stream.
Yeah, it is true.
You're welcome. I mean, it's not society without one, so...
Oh, honestly. Honestly, I just can't. You're all awful. All right, let's get back on track. So, we're going to rejoin our brave souls as they attempt, with the help of Gator, while they attempt to try and free a Vaesen trapped inside an iron flask.
Right. I'm going to wander up into the circle. Going to wander over towards Ida. I'm going to say, sorry to bother you again, Ida. I'm going to wait for her to respond.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Myself and my companion here, we're just going to use the circle for a small ritual. But please, don't be troubled. You continue doing what you're doing. We'll just do what we're going to do, okay?
Oh, would you like some space? I mean, it's probably about time that I wander home and start cooking.
Only if it's not a problem with you.
No, absolutely not. I'd be happy. I would be more than happy.
What are you going to be cooking?
And she gathers... Yorkshire puddings.
Ooh, have you already created your batter? Because I hear it's better
I've
to...
left it resting. Yes,
this is good. Yeah.
Yes. Well, we're having with meatballs and brown sauce. I thought, see what if Yorkshire puddings would go with them. Well, I'd best be off then.
Yes.
Shall
Lovely
I
to see
swing
you.
by in the morning?
Absolutely.
To the house, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Lovely. Then I will see you in the morning. And she gathers her things and she begins to make her way out of the circle.
Bye. Tack for see.
In that time, the Colonel will have been reading up on exactly how being in the circle has calmed spirits in the past, so as not to make a mistake doing it.
Fabulous. Okay, so you're ready. You've read the book. You've read the book. You've read the book. You've got the flask. You've also got the Book of Unravelling, Max. So, from what Gator has suggested and from reading the book, Max, there is a passage in the book that you need to there's a ritual in the book that you need to do. So, you're gonna do your hokey.
Do I have a script?
No, you don't.
Oh,
sorry. You're gonna do your hokey you're going to do your hokey ritual with your mumbo jumbo and your magique. You will release the flask, and then, Colonel, you two are going to then do your part of the book as well. There are going to be rolls, of course.
Yeah, I can imagine like the Colonel is going to get a sofa out. It's going to be like a little kind of like, one of those Zen garden waterfalls, little sand art.
Oh no, that's what it's going to look like. And then you're just going to see the Colonel, and it's just going to be like a sweatband just wringing with sweat as he's so nervous about getting it wrong.
Cut to the training montage from Karate Kid. But only if you're old enough to have watched Karate Kid.
The remake with Will Smith, yeah?
I can't.
Can't. No, I just can't.
I can't. I can't with these people.
I've seen the original, don't worry.
I can't.
It's fine.
I can't. I hate it here. All right. Are we ready then?
Oh, my lord. Yep.
Take it away. I'm looking right at you, Max, because you need to start the process.
Thanks. Max gathers himself, grounds himself, takes out his powdered staghorn as well, and begins to read the passage.
Okay.
I don't like that it's gone to ominous music.
It has gone to ominous music. All
Like,
right.
I'm getting it on intermittently because my connection is so bad, but... Okay.
Right.
I read the passage from the
Here
book.
we go. You begin to read the passage from the book. The words at first seeming very awkward to try and get to get your mouth around and to get them to come out nice and clearly, and you realise that this is a chant. So you get through the first time, and then the second, and it starts to flow. So it starts to just become rhythmic as it flows from you. The air within the circle changes. It becomes palpable. After several repetitions of the chant, it grows thick with energy and potential. It gives you the feeling of like that static electricity, that something is about to happen. The sounds of this little cove by the fjord fade away into a silence as the sound of Max's voice chanting becomes the sole sound within the circle, everything else muffled in the surroundings. The stones of the circle seem to spark and crackle, but not really. You don't see it, but you feel it. You feel that power. It's like when you start a fire and you get that first spark into the tinder, which you then gently begin to fan. It's those little tiny embers that you can't really see, but you know that they're in there. And you begin to fan that energy as you continue your chant. There comes that moment when it is rhythmic, when the magic is happening, when you feel the enchantments taking effect, the words echoing, the energy building, the stones begin to crackle, and there is a moment where you know that the energy is reaching its peak. I'm going to need a learning roll from you, Max. This is your moment. You have a help.
I feel like I'm gonna need it.
Yes.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh! Okie dokie. Let's do this. You
It's
reach
now down to you, Colonel.
You reach that point, and you're now on autopilot. This magic is flowing out of you. This ritual is flowing out of you, and you unstopper the bottle. And as you do so, everything in the circle changes. The energy of the stones reaches a point, and each of them, as each of them reach that point, they begin to ignite. These little embers that you couldn't see before spark into an otherworldly, eldritch light that flickers from the stones as if it were firelight. And from the bottle, with the sound of almost a dying breath, the spirit drags its way into the world. And it floats there ominously. This incorporeal figure floating and drifting in the air as if it was submerged underwater. Its glowing eyes staring at you, Max, and then staring at the Colonel, and its voice rasps out into the night, cutting through the chanting Max, as it says, "Help me!" There is a compulsion all of a sudden, Max. You realize in that split second that you hold all the power, and you could command this being to do anything you wanted. The iron flask in your hand suddenly grows hot, and you feel it almost as if it's going to try and burn your hands, but you cannot let go of it. I'm going to need a manipulation roll from you to see if you can resist this temptation, and you have a hinder.
I think this is one dice. Shit.
Oh. And do you know what, Max?
Shit the bed.
All of a sudden, you have all that power. All of it. It is yours to command. Colonel, the spirit has appeared, and you you realize that this is now your moment. You also have a job to do. You also have a job to do in this process.
Do I notice a change in Max?
So the first thing I was gonna get you to do is I'm gonna need you to do your learning roll. You have a help.
I mean,
This is just chaos, right?
Right.
This is just chaos. Okay. You go to read you go to do your part of the book. There's something that you needed to read as well, about the sanctity and safety of the stones and the power of the old ways. But all of a sudden, the feeling of potential that you got, that feeling that you got all around you, that it was, the calm and the calm, the potential, the static energy, the feeling of the magic, it suddenly takes a rather unpleasant twist, and you feel like a darkness enter into this circle. It just feels oppressive, this deep oppression, and you immediately realize this isn't right. Something is going terribly wrong. And that Max is the one leading this, and Max is still chanting, and all of this power is seemingly coming from Max, but something has gone terribly wrong. Max.
Don't blame Max.
In this moment, what would your heart desire? Because you can have anything you want with this power. And don't be giving me any shady ass answers, because I know Max just as well as you.
Max. Max would want to see his sister again. More than anything.
Mm-hmm.
He would also be able to. He would also like to be able to see through people, to see their truth.
Uh-huh. The first one of your feelings is going to be to see your sister again.
Mm-hmm.
With this power, that's what you're gonna want.
Yeah.
And you can, because you have a soul already fully under your command. And so it's nothing for someone like you to sacrifice one soul to summon up another. And
Can I try and resist again?
no. And you are, because you are committed.
I don't want to be committed.
All of a sudden, Colonel, the chant that you have heard Max saying over and over again, there is like a tiny pause, and then a completely different set of words starts coming out of Max. And you feel like a cold shiver go down your spine as you hear the words that Max decides he's going to use.
Kill the colonel.
I know it's
Kill the colonel.
And then you hear, like, from behind you by the stones, you hear Gaetir say, "This isn't what's supposed to happen! You're ballsing it up again!"
Okay, I'm going to, because I'll have my rifle on me, I will draw my rifle and shoot the bottle out of Max's hands. Because that'd be
Let's fucking hope you see this roll.
well.
Okay, I'm gonna need a ranged I'm gonna need you to fire your rifle from your character sheet. You have a help.
Oh my.
If you miss, you are gonna shoot Max.
Well, hopefully it'll break his concentration then. So.
Oh my.
Oh yes! Redemption!
That's even better because I have the talent Tactician. When you pass a ranged combat test during combat and you get extra successes, you may, in addition to your usual alternatives, issue an order to a friend.
Yes, do it.
I'm going to order Max to stop.
Okay. The bullet shramps into the bottle. It breaks. It pierces through the bottle. The bottle now has the bullet inside it, and you fire it out of Max's hand. It goes like sailing through the air. It goes sailing through the air, and immediately there is like a sudden change in the few seconds that it took you to get your rifle out and to aim it. You heard the sound of this spirit floating in front of you begin to scream and cry as if it was being torn apart, and visually it did look like parts of its like incorporeal form were being ripped away from it as it was fading, and two tears of blood, one from each eye, began to roll down Max's face. And you shoot the bottle out of Max's hand. The compulsion that is driving you, Max, to take control of this power and to use it breaks immediately. But you find yourself fully conscious of what it was that you were trying to do. And I'm going to need you to do a fear roll, Max.
Does my tech help with that at all?
Yes.
Logic and empathy, isn't it?
Yes, it's
That's
either logic or
roll, then.
empathy.
Tactician offers a +2 if you follow the order.
Oh yeah, so that's cool. I'll go for empathy. +2. Come on. Oh!
Whoo! You take a point of mental damage. This was going to be a 2-pointer.
Oh!
So you're going to take a point of mental damage as it dawns on you what you planned to do just then.
Yeah, Max has taken frightened because the power, now he understands exactly what Gaetir was on about the fact the bottle is evil.
Yeah.
And he understands that 100%.
You snap out of it, and the spirit, there is a moment where you both look at one another, and then you hear the sound of the spirit as it says, "Kill vengeance." And you realise that you still have shit to do.
Yeah, as I snap out of it, I shout at the Colonel, Calm.
I will, forgetting because I've dropped the book at this point to raise my rifle, I will literally raise my gun up, place it down, and go, "We are not here to hurt you. We are here to set you free."
Wrong calm. Read the words.
It's too late. It's too late. We're going off-piste.
What my thing is I'm trying to lower the gun down so that I can pick the book back up again and start reading the right bit.
Okay, so you're like... Okay, I am going to need from you... I'm going to need... It's going to need to be inspiration. I'm going to need whoever will roll the highest inspiration. You're going to do a team roll. You are going to get a +1 from your help and a +1 from the other player.
I would roll 4.
You would roll the highest.
So I roll 6.
Yep. So it'll be roll your inspiration and +2.
Yes. Oh, yes.
The colonel lowers down, drops the rifle, picks up the book, and begins to say the words. It's like the other one. It's just like a small mantra reminding the spirit that it is in a safe space. And that there is no intention to harm the spirit. You get through it once, and then Max joins in straight afterwards. And then from the very side of the circle, you hear a beautiful and otherworldly singing voice join in on the third rotation as Gaetia wanders into the circle and joins you in the chant. The spirit seems to soften. It becomes less corporeal. It becomes ephemerous, like mist. And it suddenly begins to twist and distort as it slowly lowers down to the ground. And eventually, standing there between you all, is the spectral form of a little boy wearing some very old style, very olden day clothing. Mm-hmm. And as the feet get onto the floor and you just see this ghostly shadow of this little boy, he fades out of existence. And all three of you kind of stop chanting as you kind of get to that point.
Whereabouts is the bottle?
Somewhere behind you in the grass.
Cool. I'm gonna wander over to go and get it.
Max.
Yes?
How are you feeling?
Fine. I don't know what happened. Something just seemed to go a bit wrong, and I'm not sure what it was.
I like inside check.
Yeah, you can give me a observation roll. I nearly said vigilance, it's observation.
I think there's a help as well for you. I don't know because I can't really see.
There is a help. Oh, but
I took-
yes! Lovely. Yeah, Max is not telling you the truth.
Yeah, Max is lying through his teeth.
Max is absolutely lying through his teeth.
Max is going to continue wandering off. Finds the bottle, I believe.
Yeah.
Wanders back over to roughly where Ida was. Whilst picking up one of the rocks. And is going to two-handedly bring this rock down on top of the bottle. Making sure it's completely broken.
Yeah, and it's already been completely damaged. But you hear this really satisfying sound as it crumples underneath the rock.
Mm.
And then you hear, "Good riddance!"
I should think so.
I'll have my hand. I'll turn to face Gaty and then put my hand on Max's shoulder and. You do good.
Good? You call that good? We have some very different ideas on standards.
Thank you, Gaty.
It could have gone worse.
You helped so much there.
Don't say I helped you. I don't want my name anywhere near this mess.
I've never heard Sandra sing before like that.
Sandra! Also,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
not you! And she, waves off the colonel. She looks squarely at Max. I'd be very careful with that knowledge if I were you.
Which knowledge?
What knowledge do you think?
I have lots.
So I've seen. My advice? The dead are the dead for a reason. Leave them there.
I generally do.
Mm-hmm. I've learnt more about you today, Max. You're more interesting than I thought.
So I'll see you in the bath next week.
Absolutely not. I am a freshwater being. And with that, there's this sort of burpy popping noise. And she bursts into a little cloud of bubbles that just drift off in the wind.
You okay, Max?
Absolutely fine. What'd you say for some tea and cake? I find sugar is always good after these types of things. Helps lift the spirits.
I feel something a little bit stronger, maybe.
Ooh, whiskey and cakes.
Yes, I believe.
We could crack into Lily's store.
I was thinking about being more local.
Oh, the
The-
pub.
Well, Thor does still owe us.
Quick check of notes. What's his name? This is true. Tor does. Tor does indeed. We might get dinner as well. But can't be too late. We have Ida coming in the morning.
This is very true.
And you know how you snore through your alarm. More commonly known as me knocking on your door.
I snore through my alarm.
Yes! I've shared a room with you.
I am always up early.
Max is going to just like huff under his breath as he starts wandering off.
I remember folding up your cloaks on that one we had.
There's nothing wrong with my cloaks, I'll have you know.
It is when you leave them crumpled on the floor.
I don't leave them crumpled. They're my babies. And it's swish.
I am the better.
And our two adventurers
Piss off to the pub.
wander off to head. They wander off to head to the pub. Okay, I'm just gonna try. And they wander off to the pub. From around the corner of the great menhir, Gaetia steps into the stone circle. And she gazes about the stones before she says, "Well, did you enjoy the show?" A very gentle and yet somewhat ferocious voice. It's the voice of something both gentle and terribly dangerous at the same time. Responds and says, "They're not like the society I remember." And she steps out from behind the stones. It is a nearly 7-foot tall being with hooves for feet and long pointed ears. She leans gently onto one of the stones, clad in this otherworldly clothing. And she says, "What do you think of them, Gaetia? Do you think they've got any hope? Any chance?" "Well, some of them will certainly survive. I'm not sure about all of them. But I must admit, I kind of like them." "Yes, it's nice to have people back in the house, and it's nice to have people back in the hall. Do you think they stand a chance against them, though?" Do you think they'll win? Or will we lose them as well?
Like I said, some of them will survive. Doubt all of them will. But we'll be there to help.
Yes, Gator, we'll be there to help. Anyway, you'd best go back to guarding the door. It's been without a guardian for too long. And I'd best go and squeeze myself into that shape again. After all, I've got a house to clean in the morning.
Yes.
And it is there that we are going to bring an end to tonight's session.
Fuck yeah!
There you go. Well done, guys, for managing to save the Vaesen.
Yay!
Yay, we did something good.
You
Just-
did!
That was butthole clenching.
Mm-hmm.
That was great fun. I was like, here we go. This is going to be the one shot I kill someone.
It was almost the Colonel.
Honestly, awesome session. Thank you so much. This is my incredible cast. We're going to do a little whip around. Lieutenant Colonel Bartholomew Seaton, aka Colonel Sniffington. Who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
Yes, I'm Jack, also known as Viking Jack. I've been playing Lieutenant Colonel Bartholomew Seaton. You can find me on Instagram under jmbarber_the Colonel. Not that I post much on there. Just thank you so much for setting up this one shot. It's been fun to get back in the seat of playing the Colonel. I have missed it immensely.
Got you hooked.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I pretend I'm playing games on the Sunday, but I'm actually just watching the stream, just taking notes for myself to make sure I know I'm caught up.
Thank God someone's taking notes.
I genuinely have. I mean, it must be the first campaign that I'm actually taking proper notes for. Yeah. Thank you ever so much in chat. Thank you. You've been absolutely fantastic tonight. With the helps and the hinders, especially the helps tonight. Amazing. Just don't let Zara see you do that.
Yes, don't let Zara see you helping. Should be real cross. Maximilian Fjellbach, who does not have a nickname yet. We will find you one, I promise. There'll be an absolute moment of comedy gold where it'll happen.
Max the Minx.
Max the Minx! Maximilian Fjellbach, the Archlich. Who are you?
I mean, attempt him.
It was definitely attempt to Archlichdom this evening. Who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
So, hi, my name is Mike. I am also known under the acronym of mutinous_Mikey. I played Maximilian Fjellbach, paranormal investigator, or am I? You can find me on Twitch playing Guild Wars and Sea of Thieves and stuff. You can also find me on TikTok, you can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Twitter as well. Just fucking amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing. Almost killed the Colonel. Wouldn't have been much of a loss, but still.
Oh!
He'd have just rolled a new character.
These dice rolls, I mean,
It's still shit. On like, if you rolled another character, you'd still screw that up.
no joke, right? I've had that talent since the start of the campaign. It's the first time I've been able to use it. The only time.
In the one shot in the middle of chapter 5.
Yeah. You can also usually find me modding the chat. Along with there's a couple of other mods. I think Div and Ink is one of the other mods as well. So yeah, if I'm not here,
Then you're down in chat.
then I'm in chat.
Over there in chat.
Yeah, somewhere. I know that way. I'll point that. Yeah,
No, it's that way.
that way.
Amazing. My name is Loki, and I was your game master for these dark and thrilling tales. You can find me here at the Society Livestream, where I am the resident GM and all-around cat herder as I try to get this fabulous cast of beings in, to arrive and to play these ridiculous games and tell these nonsensical stories for you, our fabulous audience members. I was also the voice of Gaetier this evening. So I was the voice of Gaetier, where I released all of my inner passive aggressiveness, and I got to say all the things that I'm thinking but can't say without being rude.
You mean you don't usually?
I mean, it's
You
your
know
turn
I
to
can't
say.
ban you, right? We are going to say farewell to our incredible cast members, Maximilian Fjellbach, Colonel Sniffington, and the ever-fabulous Gaetier. And we're going to head over to our credit roll so that we can say thank you to the other incredible contributors to the channel. And then we will raid out. Bye, fabulous cast members. Where is the credits roll? I can't find the credit roll. Quick, there it is. Here we are. The credit roll will appear over here, and it features all of the incredible contributors to our stream and our channel. If there was anything that you saw in tonight's stream that you would like to add to your own tabletop games, then please head on over to these links, go and have a look, support these incredible artists and contributors, and enjoy all of the wonderful things that they create and make available to the tabletop RPG community. Next week, we're going to be back on track with our regularly scheduled program, where we're going to pick up and probably finish Chapter 5. So do make sure that you join us next week for the adrenaline-filled conclusion to Chapter 5. But for this evening, I'm going to say a huge thank you to you, our audience. We play this game because we love it, but we stream it for you guys. And it is always an absolute pleasure that you come along, interact, and join in. And we really hope that you enjoyed tonight's episode and all the episodes that we make for you. Do keep your eyes peeled on our social media for some announcements that should be coming up shortly about the tutorial videos that will be going onto YouTube, where I will be doing short tutorial videos on how to play Vaesen and how to run it as the GM. We'll be making an announcement in the social media very soon. But for now, it is time for us to raid out. So I am going to call out to my fabulous moderator. Do we have a raid channel lined up? And I'm going to do the / I've just written wave instead of raid. So that was, I don't even know what's happening. Okay, I was like, one word. So, one word is not the name of the channel. Okay, try again. Cyber. I'm already in love with it. Nation. Cyber Nation I can't spell uncensored. Uncensored. I'm hitting it. I'm hitting the button. Did it work? Oh, awesome. So we are heading over to Cyber Nation Uncensored right now. They are over there on Twitch doing their Session 0 for Cyberpunk Red. We're going to raid over to them now. I'm going to say a huge thank you to everyone that came along, and I hope to see you next week.